Hello everyone, it's me again, and I've managed to finish another journal, so I thought I'd share it with you along with those other two. I'm not sure whether this one will be in the shop. One of the two TN types will be, so if you were interested, if you pop over there. So this is using the Stamperia Asian collection of papers, a bit more subdued, this one, but I really loved making this one. I think the colours are gorgeous. I've used some seam binding variegated ribbon for the closure on this one. There's a little nameplate in here which you can, she says, take out and put put a label over it if that's what you want to do. It's again approximately 4.5 by 8.5. Quite stiff at the moment because it's double layer of card. There's a strip of Tyvek between the card, and there's also this fabric on the outside, all to try and reinforce the spine as much as possible. Okay, so let's have a look inside. This covers up the legs of the brads that I've used there. There's a pocket. I've got an envelope here from 1954, and I've just done a little tuck on there with a couple of, this is a vintage, now is that Latin? I think it might be a Latin card, and this is not an original ticket, it's a facsimile. I quite liked that all on there. In this pocket I've used a picture of a rose from a book, and we've got a flower fairy in there, cherries. I try and go with, it's got a sort of slight Asian feel. It's got roses, maybe a little bit of cherry blossom. I can't remember exactly what I've put in it. This paper, I've just added some of the Tim Holtz tissue paper just to add a bit of interest up there. This is a double pocket with a page from an old gardening encyclopedia. That pocket's made with some Edith Holden paper, and then I put another pocket on the front. This is a sticker with some sort of blossom on it, and this is a little tag that I've made from a vintage cigarette card album. This lace here is from an old christening gown, and I've added a dangle. Show you underneath there. Okay, so all the pinks are picked up across there. I've edged this page and just added a little bit of silk. This is silk ribbon on this tab. This is from an old encyclopedia. It's a coffee, a fish and a sunfish. It seemed to me slightly Japanese. I think I'm thinking of sushi and the puffer fish, that type of thing. And then on this side I've got a library card. It's been used twice. The back's been crossed out. And this is a photograph from, I think, the 1930s. So she's just tucked in there. I think we'll call this book Anne. So that's Anne, or Anna, maybe Anna. I've just left that plain. Got a tiny little glassine bag here, and I've put a couple of things in. So in the back there's a long thin tag, goes in the back, and then in the front I've just used another of those vintage flashcards and a little bullfinch on there, just to sit in that pocket. That's just a little brad in there to hold those together. Collage the front of the bag. This is some fussy cutting decoupage. Some little holes on the bottom, and on the other side I've put a bow in seam binding. This is from the Edith Holden book, as you're obviously all aware. There's a book page, vintage book page in there. I seem to remember, I thought this was quite interesting, but I can't remember. This is about, this was about filling your day, basically. One cause of failure with many women who do not shine as homemakers is the absence of a timetable. I don't keep a timetable, so that amuses me. But, it's quite interesting reading, and a little vintage flower fairy image. So just backed onto tea-dyed paper. This is from a flower book. I've left that, I quite liked the quote, and I liked this about the language of flowers, so I've left that for you. This is a 1962 receipt, I think, and I've just added a little bit of collage, I suppose, there. This is an old vintage book page, another of those tabs with a bit of sari silk, stenciling. So I've made into a thin pocket with a tag, and I've just left this open. You could probably tuck something under there if you wanted to. Something would tuck under there. This is from the Stamperia paper, seam binding ruffle. In this pocket I've got again vintage book page. It's from an encyclopedia called The Housewife. It's a bit of a housewife theme going on in this journal. I didn't realise that. Perhaps Anna's the housewife. Little vintage playing card. And this is a Tim Holtz film strip. I've put some piano roll paper on here, a bit of writing space. And I quite liked this image from a vintage greetings card. I thought it just picked up the colours nicely. So that's been used. It's a Christmas card from Margaret and Jim to Harold for Nellie and Tom. Another book page, some blossom. Glass beads again in the middle, as I usually do, which can go top or bottom or just be cut off. This is another little bit from that christening gown over some old embroidery paper. In here I've got yet another book page. This is how to make scented sachets, and a vintage postcard from 1905. I've tucked an envelope. I've tucked it round the page. I will show you. This is dated 1948, and it's a letter from husband to his wife. I'm not sure. I want to say a love letter. It's a nice little letter. Nothing extraordinary in it. They're obviously living apart at the moment, or at the time. And I think this is Anna's little boy. That's an original postcard. In this one I've done another pocket with another book page. This is something about London gardens. This is the back of that receipt. This is just some decoupage on a vintage computer card. And another piece of decoupage there. Again, I just like the way the colours all went. I've used another glassine bag, and that's the tag that's in the back. And in the front, that's just from the paper, cut from the paper, the Stamperia paper. this also is decorated with an image from the paper pack. Here we've got a little coin envelope, nothing in that, and another tab with sari silk. This is another vintage book page. What this one's about, this is just stitching. Some more of those fish, filer fish and the hedgehog fish. Another vintage playing card, and this is a facsimile. It's not an original photograph, but these two little boys, this is from the 1920s. A bit more decoupage. On the back page I've just a little scrap of a vintage document, that's from 1864. This is a little tag that was gifted to me from Carol. Or was it gifted to me? That might have been in something that I bought from Carol. I think it was from her inspiration kit. And then yet another pocket made from a library card, this time with a document from 1905. And another book page. Something about Dante. This is an original photograph from the 1920s again. Something to do with Anna, maybe. And I've done one of my little embroideries on the back, inside the back cover. So that's Anna. As I say, one of these two TNs will be in the Etsy shop, maybe both of them. So if you want to head on over there, please do. And thank you anyway for watching. Bye bye.